So there's many different ways to diagnose ignition problems, maybe a faulty ignition coil, something of that nature, using a scope. So today we're going to talk about doing a coil current ramp test. Let's walk through it. Okay, so I already have the low amps probe hooked up around one of the wires on the #1 coil. I have my settings in the lab scope. I'm on a 10 amp scale and a 10 millisecond sweep. Got it recording, so let's go start it up, see what it looks like. All right, I'll pause this real quick, and now I'll go shut off the car. All right, so here we see a good coil pattern. This Ford at idle, it uses what's called a multi-strike ignition. So it's trying to dissipate all the extra electricity in that coil by firing it multiple times. Also helps the fuel burn a lot better at idle. I've even seen some BMWs do 4 or 5 multiple strikes just to dissipate all that energy. So we turn on our cursors, can take a little bit better look at this timing of this pattern here. So if I go in here and measure the first strike there, because that's the one we're really concerned about, get about 1.32 milliseconds. Now on a good average it'd be about 1.5 milliseconds, so we're well within that. You also want to make sure that the current ramp is nice and smooth. Makes a nice little smooth line there. If it looked anything like the second or third strikes there, and it ramped up real quick and then over, you would have an issue with a high current flowing through that coil driver. You also want to make sure that there isn't a weird curve or anything like that. It needs to be nice and straight. So if it was curvy, that would show another issue with the coil. It's a pretty unobtrusive test that you can do on these coils. You just have to put the low amps probe around one wire in the circuit, and you can test it and take a good look at it, make your life a little easier.